If 100 things got me where I am now, if one of those things doesn't happen,
right,
I'm not here.
Yeah.
If one of those things doesn't happen early enough, the other 90 things don't happen either. Like there's just, it's weird, but that's why I can truly embrace the blessing that this job is, because there's no way you can convince me that this isn't what exactly is what is supposed to happen.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
What's going on, everybody? DJ Julian Rivera here with Your Peak Life podcast, volume, whatever the hell we're on right now. All right, so today we got a bunch of special guests in the building. My co-host, Edwin June Rodriguez. We got my man Long in the house, a.k.a. Rajon Ramen. We'll tell you that in a minute. But most importantly, we got our special guest, full circle. I love this story. Played at Old Dominion University, ODU. He's now the head coach of Old Dominion University. Not who, it's him. Coach Mike Jones is in the house. Mike, thank you for being here, sir.
Julian, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited about this. Let's get to it.
I am too, bro, because it's one of those things. You get that job, and now you're just immersed into everything that comes with being a head coach, which is a lot. Yeah. It's not like you're not used to it. You've been a head coach for a while, so just tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got here, and then we just want to see where you hit all these peaks, maybe even some roadblocks along the way that you kicked down to get to that next peak. Because you were a head coach of one of the top high school programs in the country for 19 years, right?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
And where was that at again?
DeMatha.
DeMatha.
DeMatha. That's what we say. There's 300,000 high schools in the country, but there's only one DeMatha.
Okay.
And that's a literal thing. Like literally, there's St. John's and St. Thomas and all these schools that there's very few schools that there's literally only one of them, and we are one of those ones. So very proud of that. Very proud of that. But hey, man, I went to DeMatha.
Oh, you actually went there too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
Went there, loved it. It truly helped me become the person I became. It instilled a fire in me, and instilled a competitiveness in me. It's an all-boys school.
So wait, you went there to ball? Or you went there and then got picked up?
DeMatha is a great school.
Okay.
Academics are great.
Yeah.
Music program's great.
Right.
Some of the best extracurricular activities you can. I went there because I wanted to get a college scholarship because I didn't think my family would be able to afford to send me to college.
Got it.
My family was really close to Adrian Branch, who played for the LA Lakers.
Okay.
Played at the University of Maryland. He taught me how to play basketball.
Okay.
He went to DeMatha. So it was kind of a natural thing for me. I looked up to him so much. I wanted to do everything he did. Adrian went to DeMatha. Hey, Mom, Dad, I would like to go to DeMatha. And they made the sacrifice. My brother and sister went to Largo High School, the public school right on the other side of the trees from our house. I would have gone to Largo, but I wanted a scholarship. And every senior for 40 years or something like that on the basketball team got a Division I college scholarship offer. So I knew, hey, all I got to do is make the team.
Right.
And then when you get there and that competitiveness, because you're in an all-boy environment, you're in this environment where, like, literally, I'm competing with you you got a 89 on your test, well, shoot, I better get a 90 so I can talk to, you're not competing for girls' attention. It's the only thing that competitiveness just got instilled in us. So, yeah, it worked out for me. I got a college scholarship to go to ODU.
Nice.
And played here. We had great seasons here. Went to postseason every year, went to the NCAA tournament twice. And then I played a little professionally after that, and then got to coaching. And once I got to coaching, I initially wanted to come back and be the head coach at ODU whenever that was. But the way things transpired, I became the head coach at DeMatha.
Right.
And once I started to do that, I felt like that was where I was supposed to be. That was my purpose. And I was excited about that. And we got kind of good. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to just ride this until I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
And circumstances came about, COVID hits and uncertainty about what high school basketball was going to become, and an opportunity to move over to the college side. A lot of details with that, but eventually I decided to take the leap. My family, my wife and I decided to take the leap, and 3 years later, I'm the head coach at ODU.
You're saying 3 years later, but this was like 20 plus years in the making.
Yeah, for sure.
It's almost like an internal goal that you might have always had, and then you just started visualizing it. I'm sure you wrote that down on a vision board somewhere, like this was going to happen, and you made it happen. But a lot of people think success happens overnight. You ever seen that overnight success?
Yeah,
they don't see all the stuff underneath that iceberg under the water that
like,
took to get there.
Definitely does not happen that way. I mean, my guys, they'll tell you, like, I can hand you a notebook that is from 2011
Yeah.
that talks about if I'm ever, like, this is what it's going to look like. This is how I'm going to create a staff. This is how I'm going to create an offense. This is how we're going to deal with off-season workouts. This is, like, literally, I've written down. I'm a little weird when it comes to stuff like that, but I have so many things. And then once I left DeMatha, and for those 3 years, you talking about filling up notebooks with, because again, all right, I'm doing this because I want to be the head coach at ODU.
Right.
So my first day at Virginia Tech, I'm all in on doing my job at Virginia Tech, but I'm also always thinking about, now when I get my chance, this is what I'm going to do. I really like the way we do this, so I'm going to do that. I really don't really like that part, so this is what I would do to change it.
Right.
Being able to adjust, being able to be aware and really embrace what comes along with just the challenges of college athletics. I'm incredibly blessed. If one thing comes out of what I expressed today, I want that to be that I'm sitting here because God wanted me sitting here talking to y'all, and I have my job because God wanted me to have that job. My faith is the most important thing to me, the most valued thing in my life, and truly, whatever happens from this point is because I'm just doing what God tells me to do.
You know, a lot of times people, even today, a lot of people go to college, they get a major in something, and they do completely opposite. And like, that's a high percentage. I'm making this percentage up, but it's like 70% of people do that. You know, and I'm not saying this, you're a college coach, but in my personal opinion, unless you're going to college to be in the medical field, the legal field, or in the engineering field, what is really the point? Unless you have a scholarship or you have something else outside of that, and playing sports, there's a lot of things to it. But the people nowadays, because they have this, or they have YouTube, or they have other, let's just say, certifications that they can get, there's a lot more opportunity for higher education. But back in the day, when you were just getting into this, and really in our day too, you know, it's the same concept. We only knew what we were told, what we were taught in the school program, right? Unless we actually went to the library and dug for books. Remember the Dewey Decimal System? Like, we had to know all this stuff just to find out information, where now it's at the palm of our hand. But it takes information and sometimes people to get to that next level. You know, so one of your peaks was really getting that opportunity to coach for 19 years at one of the type high school programs in the country. And you got that opportunity because a coach or a mentor saw something in you.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Coach Wooten definitely, I mean, again, just so many things that happened that if they don't, like, if 100 things got me where I am now, if one of those things doesn't happen,
right,
I'm not here.
Yeah.
If one of those things doesn't happen early enough, the other 90 things don't happen either. Like, there's just, it's weird, but, you know, that's why I can truly embrace the blessing that this job is, because there's no way you can convince me that this isn't what exactly is what it's supposed to happen. Coach Wooten retiring literally 2 days before the season begins, so that there was no time to go find another coach like, hey, that's the assistant, give it to him. If he does not do that,
you're coaching somewhere else.
Or, you know what, I might not even be coaching.
It's true.
I literally could be one of those guys that my career is who knows what.
Yeah.
So very thankful for that. But then as those, you know, my career transpired at DeMatha, the lack of success the first year, the starting to see a glimmer of hope in the second year, and then taking off from the third year on. And then there are times where opportunities came for me to leave. You know, what if I had taken one of those?
That's a good point, yeah.
You know, in 2007, I think was my first opportunity to leave and go be a college assistant coach. No, I don't want to do that. But what if I did?
Right.
You know, in 2009, another opportunity comes, and then literally every year after that, multiple opportunities. And again, I always felt like, you know what, this is where I'm supposed to be. And then COVID affected everybody's life.
Yeah.
But it had a huge impact on mine, because if it weren't for the uncertainty of, you know, just had an 11-game high school basketball season when I'm used to playing, 33, 34, 38 games in a season. Well, you only played 11 this year. COVID doesn't look like it's slowing down at all. Do you even have a season next season?
Yeah.
And an opportunity comes along during that. And because it did, that train took a turn here, skipped from this track to this one, and I'm sitting here in front of you. So,
I have this saying, no, the acronym for this. What does that mean to you? No. N-O, what does that mean?
negative.
Okay, right. So then I'm always a glass half full, not empty guy. And that's just from training over years and just being in situations that majority of the time it's easier to focus on the negative. It always is, right? On the drama, on the BS, on the shit that just goes on. So it's training your mind to focus on the positivity is one of the hardest things that any man or woman or person in the world can do. And once you've honed in on that skill, not perfect, but you're honed in on it to know that you can identify that. No stands for next opportunity. And you saying no a lot really got you to that next opportunity when it made sense.
So, and one thing I want to add to that, Julian, is I'm a half empty guy.
Okay.
But for a different reason. I relish in that motivation of, you know what, this isn't supposed to work. Make it work. This isn't supposed to happen. Make it happen. No one believes you can do this. So figure out how to do it. So you tell me, hey, I'm getting ready to prepare. We play a game tomorrow. I'm preparing to win that game. Well, you know what? What if we go down 15 in the first half?
Right.
What if we go up 15 in the first half? If that happens, great. But if the worst thing happens, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
What type of team do we have that's not going to give up? And honestly, last season, I think we saw that a lot. We were in a hole, and we never quit. My team never quit. And, again, as things progress, having done this before, those are the things you can kind of build upon. So, like you, but different.
Right.
A different spin to the half empty, half full argument.
So it's like expecting the worst, and we're gonna get the hell out of this because there's a lot of things that happen. It's a high pressure. An athlete, a coach, is some of the most high pressure positions to have in this country outside of the president and in politics and really the form of leadership. Because even though you're the coach and you have 15 players on a roster, right? All of those are leaders in their own way. They were all beasts in their town. Yep. They were big fish in a small town or even a big town, no matter. They were big fish from where they came from. Yep. So it's funny when we're looking on TV, I don't care if it's NBA, college, high school, they won't just like somebody that usually just walked up and made the squad. Like they did something to get there. And then there's levels to it. It's different peaks that they keep hitting. And then, I've heard you say this before. A lot of athletes, they don't get that opportunity. It's less than 1% that make it to the NBA and it consistently making a career out of that.
Not just that, but I mentioned the USA basketball component of my career.
Right.
One of the things that, you're literally taking the best kid in DC and the best kid in Chicago and the best kid in Atlanta and the best kid in Florida and the best kid in LA and the best kid in Houston. And they are the man where they come from.
Yeah.
But now you're putting them on a team and they have to play together and they have to learn how to share the ball. And one of the things that I think is so important, and this is just athletic based, but it probably can delve into other parts of life. We always would tell our guys, the reason why Long is successful, I averaged 30 points where I came from. He averaged 13 where he came from. He made it, I didn't. Why? Because he was so used to playing with other good people, and he was used to sharing, and he was used to, but I'm coming from a place where I got to have the ball. Give me the ball so I can do my thing. Well, if the Lakers draft me, LeBron and Luka are going to have the ball.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
That's true.
And if I can't do anything without the ball in my hands, but Long can, man, I'm better than him. Well, you know what? You might be. But he's a better fit for us.
Right.
And every NBA franchise has a LeBron and a Luka. Everybody. There's not one team that doesn't have a dude that, give him the ball.
Yep.
Learn how to play with him. And that's, and how many organizations have, well, you know what? That is the decision maker. But all of these other guys that could be superstars in another company. But you're here, and we have to work together to make this company the best company this can be.
Yeah.
This real estate team, the best real estate. You're good at, estimates. You're good at inspections. You're good at closing. Well, if you're stepping on everyone's toes because you can do all of those things well, then what kind of team do you have? So you do your role the best you can. I'll do my role the best I can. And together, we're going to have the best team we can. But if we're both trying to do the other person's job, that's not going to work. And that is what athletics is.
Yeah.
But that's what life is. That's what families are. That's what anything that requires teamwork.
Right.
That is what that's all about.
You know, my old mentor pretty much said exactly what you just said in a different way. So a lot of people, especially in the sales world, I don't care where you're at, they try to build you up and almost kind of turn you into something that's not you. He always focused on your strengths and made it stronger. Like, he wouldn't focus on your weaknesses, because he knows really good, if you're good at these 5 things, let's just take you to the LeBron level of that, because everything else in theory should follow as long as you're on the right team, AKA had the right coach, and saw and learned and understood how to kind of put the team together and make them really win in the environment that they're already good at. I'm a good talker. I'm very personable. I know that my systems are just okay. Me following through in the back end is just okay, and it's not on purpose, but I know I can delegate that responsibility that is a higher C or S on the disc, where I'm a high I and D. So knowing that my disc profile is that way, let me focus on my strengths to make y'all look better. If you can make me look better in the back end, it's that yin and yang concept, right? So you having 15 the mans on your team, because all these guys in a D1 were the guys where they came from, and most of them ain't from here. Do you have any local guys on the squad this year?
We do.
Okay.
Actually.
How many do you got?
About that.
Now, that's dope. That's really cool.
We got one kid from Norfolk, Jordan Battle, and then Ben Nacy's from Virginia Beach, and CJ Parker's from Norfolk as well.
So we got 3 out of the 15 is local, and they were. So wait, you said Norfolk, the Beach, and Chesapeake?
Yep. So 2 Norfolk, and
2 Norfolk,
1 Virginia Beach.
And what schools did they go to?
Norfolk Collegiate, Maury, and Cox.
And they probably played each other, especially in the AAU circuit. They had to have, right?
Absolutely.
So now they got to learn to play together, because they never played together before. And that's super dope, because you get to see this from so many levels, and you have for so long. It's like chess, putting them in the right places.
Yeah, you think about it, like, how many guys have we watched dominate in the NCAAs, and then you never hear from them again?
A lot. I always say that.
Or there's, like, literally you go see the Hornets play, and they're at the end of the bench, and they're not getting any burn at all. And you're just like, man, like, I thought he was going to be.
Right.
And it's just that adjustment of, if you can grow up. You know, my dad used to tell me all the time, like, you know what? You bragging because you're the best basketball player, you're the fastest, or you can jump the highest in your class. Well, you do know that there's, like, so many other schools just in our county. Like, are you better than the best player in all those classes too? And then if you are, then what about the rest of the state? And then if you are, what about the rest of this region? And then if you are, what about, like, Mike, there's always going to be another challenge to you.
Yeah.
I'm a big next play guy.
Okay.
Like, whatever just happened, a lot of times it's bad, and you see a player hang his head, and you just, I mean, I probably yell it 50 times a game. Next play, next play, next play. Because you can't do anything about that.
No.
You can't. Like, there's
Done.
literally nothing you can change.
Right.
You cannot fix that.
Nope.
You can make sure it doesn't happen again.
Correct.
You can make sure, or, you know what? You just hit a 3 falling out of bounds off of 1 foot that the crowd is going crazy. Next play, man, because guess what? The other team's getting the ball, and they're trying to score on the other end. So you do that, and you all hooting and hollering and celebrating, and the other team goes down, and they do the exact same thing. What did we gain? 0.
Yep.
And all that momentum we had for 7 seconds is now gone. So be present, but always, like, there's always something else. There's always something after that. And I won't coach anymore when there's nothing else. There always is going to be something else.
I love that mentality. You know, I am a culprit of staying and resignating on something I made a mistake on. Right? I'm big on, why did this happen, you know, and kind of dwelling on what mistakes or what actions I could have taken instead of doing the, all right, next play.
Yeah.
I like that.
That is dope.
I really, really like that, and I could really relate even in real estate.
Yeah.
You know, next play. I like that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so but June, he was 23 years in the Navy, retired senior chief, right?
Correct.
So you were in a position of leadership for a very long time. Not in the beginning, right? You had to work up the ranks. But then when you're there, there's still even other levels of leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Always another level.
So as you're doing that, you know, all the, you know, the individuals that are under you, for lack of better words, that you're leading, you have to give them that motivation to move on, especially talk about high pressure. You're serving our country. You're protecting us, right? That's a whole nother level of pressure. How do you keep people calm and motivated when shit just happens? Because it's gonna happen, bro.
It's a game face. Really, sometimes that's what it is. I always say you got to have a switch. It's a game face. Even if you're nervous, even if you yourself are confused, right? You can't let the people under you know that. There's no way, because they're looking at you for guidance.
That's
right?
true.
They're looking at you for answers. They're looking at you to make a decision. If you aren't confident,
Yeah.
no one else under you will be. Whatever task is done,
Right.
right? It doesn't matter what it is. Of course, we're talking about, service in the military, but even in a game, a critical game, right? They're looking at you for answers.
Absolutely.
If you're nervous, you don't know what to do. Is no one to follow you.
That's true.
So a lot of times, right, is behind closed doors and reflecting with your peers,
Yeah.
and those people on your level, or maybe even your mentors, and kind of maybe just deep diving on, hey man, this happened, and also you're gonna learn from that situation, right? You're gonna learn from it, and the decision you made might not have been the right one,
That's true.
but you gotta live with it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Live with it, eat it, and even at the company, how many bad decisions, or how many decisions that we like, man, we should have done it this other way. It is what it is.
Those
right?
coulda,
Move forward.
shoulda, wouldas, they don't really matter no more, right? And like I said, I'm a guest here, so initially I came in here just to have a consultation with Julie, but having a conversation with Coach Mike, you guys, June, I look at myself, I'm a creative, so I do production company stuff, so like if you need ads, social media content, anything of that nature, that's what I deliver. And what I have learned, even from the hour and a half I've been here, it's almost to help reset the mindset, because everything in tandem is leadership, motivation, and like just coaching, right? So even through Coach Mike, he is basketball. Julian, June, you guys are real estate. I learned within a couple hours how to really rescale my whole company, because at that time, like for what I do as creative, like I said, like Coach, when you had that example, like, hey, if Long is dropping 13 points, but he got coached, sent to this team, why am I not? If I'm dropping 30, why am I not on the team? Exact same concept for me. I look at creators around here that are pumping volume. Like, hey, like I know my stuff looks better than theirs. How am I not getting the right people?
Yeah.
How am I not getting those contracts? I've seen people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars more than me, but their gear, I feel like I'm looking at things the wrong perspective. I'm looking at how am I being a better creative, but they're outworking me. How they're outworking me? Because they're having better resources than me. They're in the right rooms. They're in the right conversations. They're just possibly what I've learned. One of my biggest things I've learned in business is be a good person first. You'll be surprised how far a handshake, eye contact, and how's your day going goes for people. Because at the end of the day, when you guys are still business people, you're still humans. At the end of the day, you can make 3.4 million, 6 mil, 10 mil. I can make 50K. But the way you treat people is going to attract what you're going to want to bring into your company, So that's like, for what I'm learning from you guys is the support and stuff. Like I've been here only one time, and the way you guys are running this, I was kind of like in awe of how you guys are running, the meeting and just the office space, because I shoot a lot of content for a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of things that take a company to the next level is a person that looks not necessarily like you, the person that thinks just like you, the person that is right there, that you shake the custodian's hand, you shake the manager's hand, it's the exact same firm handshake, all of that. Everyone's on the same page. And what I love about just being here in general is that I'm not, with all due respect, qualified to speak on certain things, but I feel included. That makes me feel like, hey, it's motivating. And I feel like that is a transition to how you are, I'm assuming, Coach, because even though you are dropping triple doubles on a game, that doesn't stop, Joe from, hey, he has the potential. He just needs to work on his form. He needs to work on that, his scrimmages. He needs to work on that, because I know he has that. He is a young Mike Jones. If I was to have, say example, kids nowadays, they're essentially genetically, we're built differently. LeBron, he was built differently from Michael Jordan.
He's a unicorn.
He's a unicorn though, but just say an example, right? So like now you think about it, like we have people like Luka that can run 2, 3, 4 point, that play these positions, but you couldn't see Mutombo shooting threes back in the day. But that's how I look at it with business, and you guys are, like I said, it's just running a really good ship and stuff like that.
Well, you said one of my favorite slogans, and we know what this is get in the room. That's like my jam. Like I say that all the time, bro. And all you're saying is that the other individuals that are doing what you're doing on a different level, whether better than you or not, it's not the talent, bro. It's the work, but the resources is clutch, and you have to know when to pivot. All right? And the pivoting is huge, and all of us in this room have pivoted yet. You're about to.
Yes.
I can tell, because how old are you, 25?
I'm actually 32. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Julian.
Hey, all right, I was off, because Chris is like 20, in
26,
mid-20s.
yeah.
He's young. So keep hanging out with him. It makes you look younger.
And I realized, like, honestly, like, even back to my thing, like, I have over $80,000 worth of production equipment, but I'm not making that type of money because I got lost in the grand scheme of aesthetics. I'm not looking at hey, just put your hand in the dirt, work hard. And I always thought, like, me working hard is going to get me to the next level. That's not always the case. I always realize that it's not necessarily what you know, it's who you know. And all you're doing is for the people that you do know, allow them to give you that one opportunity. Off camera, I'm going to ask Coach Mike if I can film one event for him. That's all I'm going to ask for him to do. But he's not going to guarantee to like the video. But what I'm going to do is work my ass off to say, hey, Coach, this is what I can offer you because this is what I love to do. And if he chooses to work with me, then he chooses to work with me. But I only got to this position because I met Julian through my other agent. But if you notice, the whole theme of this is putting yourself in the right room and just putting yourself out there. Then that's how I feel like,
So let's pivot off of that one. Boom. You got in the room we met the other day.
Yes.
Right? Boom. You got in the room you were already in the room, but you pivoted in the room to go to Virginia Tech. That was you getting in the room that just catapulted everything on a prayer, on a hope, on a gut instinct, right? You got in the room by switching brokerages when you came from where you were to come over here, and now you've catapulted to where it's at. And we have a comparable story because where I was at before, I was big dog. I was good. I was happy, right? But I was complacent, and I don't like that. And I was complacent doing very well, but I wanted to get to the next level because I knew this guy right here, he was extremely convincing. He was my Wooten, all right? But I didn't coach with. I'm sorry. No, he was my Virginia Tech. All right. So he was very convincing. Phone call, I'm good, but what's good, man? You good? You want to hang out or whatever? That's fine. But now I'm good where I'm at. I'm good. But I wanted to get ownership. I wanted to start leading more than I currently was, because I was already in that role. But I also wanted to do it like this. Like I said to you before, he was like, I want to come in a suit and tie. I'm like, don't do that shit, man. I'm not letting you in.
He was like, we're not friends anymore.
No, we ain't friends. I said that because majority of the times when you're in a position that you were in, and the audiences that are going to be seeing you, that is the script that we've been programmed that we have to do. And there's nothing wrong with that, to be fair. But when you can be you, when you don't have to wear the suit and tie, you're more authentic to the audience that's going to listen to you in any scenario. And that's what I learned a minute ago, bro. There's a place and time. He's this mini pit bull. He got the dopest suits in the shoe game. I'm not even joking. Mr. 305 right here in the 757. He's fresh. But I can do the same thing when I need to, but I don't want to if I don't have to, right? In this scenario, the more laid back you can be, the more authentic that I've learned we can be. And then switching to get in the room, the authenticity is what even got me the opportunity. It's the work. You're good at what you're doing. Getting the opportunity is huge. You're saying you're going to get an opportunity. You want an opportunity. Closed mouths don't get fed. And Wayne Gretzky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
At all.
That's just what it is. But the shots that you were taking, they were going in. They might have been swishes, they might have been bank shots, toilet bowls, but they were going in. But you didn't. You were just hoping they would. Every time someone takes a free throw, it's a hope. You practice for that hope to go in, but it ends up going in. And now you're going into your second season of ODU men's basketball head coach. This is, in my personal opinion, whenever I see a new coach come in, I feel like their second season, their first true season. That first season is like you're learning the ropes, bro. You kind of got thrown into something. You know what I mean? Like. I don't care if you went to school here before, you won't ball in that arena. That wasn't even there. You were doing the other one, right? It is kind of all new other than the alma mater and the name, right? And the location. You're heading into your second season. You were able to start recruiting in your first season for this season. You knew who was coming and staying, at least based on seniority and stuff, not necessarily NIL deals or money. But now you got a pretty good squad that looks more, I don't want to say more Mike Jones.
It literally is exactly that.
Yeah.
The team this year, there's actually 16 guys because of the walk-ons. So we've got 16 guys.
Oh, wow.
15 of them came here to play on our coaching staff.
Okay.
For our coaching staff. Last year wasn't that way.
Correct.
And again, no offense to those guys and the previous staff, but these are my guys.
Yep.
And the one holdover has my same last name, so he's good with me too.
Nice.
So, but literally, this does feel more like we're always going to be a family. If you ever wore that jersey, I don't care who you play for.
Yep.
You're part of our family. But this version of our family is truly what I'm embracing, because I do feel like that gives us a huge advantage over what we had last year.
Right.
And then there is some continuity. Like literally everything last year was brand new to everybody.
Right.
I had never coached any of those guys before. They had never played for me. My first time blowing the whistle is the first time they ever heard me blow the whistle. We're putting in an offense that is brand spanking new. No one had ever run it before. So the growing pains that come along with that. This year, we returned 6 scholarship guys and then 3 walk-ons. We returned those guys. Like, it is literally a pleasure to walk into our first workout and be like, we're doing Texas drills. And they know what Texas drills are. We don't have to explain
Right.
what Texas drills are.
Yeah.
So it's just more efficient. It's just everything. And then because we already knew what that was and how that works with the way we coach, when we went out and got our new players, we need this, so we went and got him. We need this, so we went and got him. Not, hey, man, let's just go get some talent, because we have no idea how these guys are going to look within our system.
Yep.
We're so much further ahead. The excitement, the planning for the excitement that we know is going to come is just this is going to be a really good year. You know, God willing.
Oh well.
We're going to have some fun.
You definitely will.
I'm coming to a game. I ain't been to a game.
What do you mean again?
I look, at least
Come on,
one.
June.
Look, here's
I'll come
the-
and film a game.
I'm coming to a few games.
There you
There
go.
you go.
He
There you
invites me
All the time.
all the time. I just always play I'm busy. But I look now,
He admits
coach,
it.
Let's go.
coach,
Let's
I'm
go.
supporting you because I
Let's
mess
go.
with you,
Let's
man.
go. Let's go.
I mess with you heavy.
Let's go.
And my daughter's an ODU student too.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then come on. You ain't got no reason not to come over.
Nah.
You can come check
June,
up
you
on
know, they'll
baby
just-
girl.
Right?
He just like he goes to sleep by 8 o'clock. So I'm like, bro, you gotta. at
Oh, you
least,
gotta
like,
wind down.
you
There's
gotta
nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
a
wake up later or
grandpa.
some
All them
shit.
There's nothing wrong with
Saturday
that.
home games, he'd be home in plenty of time to get in bed
Facts.
by 8 o'clock.
I got the scheduling public. I mean, we got it. I got it the other day because I need to plan my DJing there and stuff. But I'm like, all right, these are. I can do this. This is perfect. There's not even that many Saturday games. There's a bunch during the week. That's like a Friday. There's like it's a really cool. The Tuesday Norfolk State versus ODU game on Veterans Day.
Oh, we there.
You better be, but that's gonna be a sold out. That one and the
that'll-
JMU games those are
Yeah.
gonna be the biggest ones from an attendance standpoint. I mean, obviously depending how the season goes, any time a D1, I don't care if it's football, basketball, whatever, the first few games are always gonna be popping, right?
Yep.
And then it just depends on performance. That's where it goes. Or loyalty. It just really depends on the program.
But we're going to give you both.
We're gonna- this
Y'all
is-
be
Yeah.
loyal. We're going to win.
That's
and
what I'm
now
saying.
We're
And
going to be good.
And I love, and we also got to give shout out to Coach D.
Absolutely.
The women's programs,
Please.
they're beasts. We're gonna have her on the show too. But I love being able to see a 1-2 combination with the women's program and the men's program being there, just as good in my personal opinion, and having such a strong legacy. Like
I mean, let's not just gloss over that. Like, huge shout out.
Huge.
Coach Delisha. Like, I went here.
yeah,
I know what this place is like. But as you mentioned, I had no current knowledge
Right.
of what this place was. And when I walked through that door, gave me a big hug, welcomed me, and then literally anything I needed to know, any landmine that, Mike, hey, hold up, before I stepped on it. Like, she's been right there. And just being able to watch the way she mentors and the way she coaches. Like, I think you should be able to learn from anybody.
right.
But you have someone as talented as she is as a coach. Like, I can learn so much by watching her. Like, she's family. Like, she got a cool last name too.
I know, right?
But no, really, she has been unbelievable to me and my staff.
yeah,
Her young ladies are awesome people.
beasts.
Awesome people. It's just, again, I want to get into, and she knows this, I want to get into that competitive nature with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, they won 20 games, we got to win 20 games.
Yep.
They won 25 games, we got to win 25 games. They're going to the tournament, man, we got to go to the
Yep.
One band, one sound.
But-
Everyone has the, you
But
know.
in other ways too. Like last fall, both teams broke a record for team GPA.
Yep.
Oh,
Like
nice.
See, that's off-court success, and that's what really matters. Let's
Yes.
just be clear on this one.
Yes.
That's
Community
huge.
service hours. We both broke records. Like we're challenging each other. Iron sharpens iron. Like,
Right.
There's a wall that separates my office from her office. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna support each other, but like, hey,
Yeah.
The better they do, the better we have to do.
Yep.
The better we do, the better they have to do. And that's a healthy athletic department. And shout out to President Hemphill.
Yes.
Shout out to Will Seelig.
Yep.
The
Athletic director right there.
The support that we get is undeniably. I've been in 2 other college programs, and not to shit on anybody.
Yeah.
But the support we get from our president and our athletic director is unlike
Agreed.
any place I've been. Any place I've been.
Nice.
And the success we have, they will both have a huge, huge hand in that.
So I love that you say that, because I work with Joe, Coop, and Alicia very closely. That's Coop actually gave me my opportunity in 2015 or 16, around that, to do this, because other D1 programs have DJs and announcers there. And they didn't have that. ODU for a minute. Norfolk State was doing that way before that. And they're like, where are we doing this at? And this is at the time I was on the radio. And my man Sham, he's the DJ, I'm the host, right? We both DJ and host, but 2 for the price of 1. It makes it a lot easier. It's not about the bread to me. I like going to do this, right? Because any other person has that one guy. They have 2. Sham actually had the opportunity first. And he called me because he worked there. He was doing like kind of like what you were doing there, content stuff and stuff behind the scenes. He also worked with me at the radio station. I was the on-air talent. He did some on-air stuff, but more so the behind-the-scenes stuff. He's a beast DJ. But he was like, Julian, hey, ODU's asking me to DJ for these basketball games and stuff, and I don't like to talk in front of 8,000 people. I'm like, but I know you do. I'm like, I do. So I'm like, all right, bet. So like, it's kind of like with the coach of Virginia Tech did with you. I know if I get in front of somebody, I'm gonna be good. I just got to get in front of somebody, and that's pretty much what happened. So I got in front of like, I like this guy. Let's give him a shot. And then we did that first game. I was nervous as hell, to be fair, because it's like that first time. Like, I want to make sure I do it. I've done it 1,000 times. I want to make sure I do well. My mentor used to always tell me, if you're not nervous, you're not ready. And I was nervous as hell. And then I did it. I'm like, that wasn't that bad. And then they're like, hey, that was a good test run. Here's the rest of the games for the season. Do you want to come back? I'm like, damn right. And then the season's over. Like, you're coming back next year, right? I'm like, damn right. It's been like that every year. And then they introduced football in 2019. Then football audience is different from the basketball audience. I've learned that very, very quickly, because not all football fans like basketball, and vice versa, right? Yep. You would think I'm a football and a basketball guy, but not everyone is like that. So different audience, different delivery. First season was good, but that was the first season of the renovation. So it's like they had me in the student section underneath the cement. There was like 5-second delays. I'm talking, and then it would go in there. I'm like, timing that was almost impossible. So we canceled the back end of that season, planning on doing something else for the next year. And then what happened? COVID. So then they paused that until last season.
That was the first time you had
came back for football, at least, right? But it was just because of the placement when they did the renovations and the wiring, or where they thought I was going to be, didn't work. So now, last season, like, look, we need to bring this back. We want to do this. Did another test run the first time. I was on the field 100%. That was great, but we need to get the timing right. So now I was like, look, I came up with the idea in front of everybody. Let me just be in the booth with Jack. And then when you need me on the field, I'll run down. They're like, but that's a lot of running. I'm good. I'm in, come on now. I'll do an hour in the Stairmaster. I'm fine, which it literally is the Stairmaster, because there ain't no elevator near where I'm at on that side of the stadium. But that works. And they're like, perfect. We figured it out. You're back next season, right? I'm like, damn right. It's figuring it out and going along the way and making sure you can ebb and flow with the fans, right? Basketball, I feel like I love basketball. That's my favorite sport. Football is a very, very close second. But it's easier when you love something to do it. So it's like now, again, it's not about the bread. It's me showing up. And fun fact, I didn't go to college. I graduated a year early from high school with my honors, and my whole plan was to go and do amazing things. I went to jail a year after that by hanging out with the wrong people. It wasn't big. It was some misdemeanor crap. I was in there with all the people that didn't pay child support. I wasn't like in a prison, you know what I'm saying? But I was right down the street in Virginia Beach. That wasn't me, though. I was a young guy, and everyone is old. I'm like, what the hell? I learned how to play spades really good, and I like grits. That's what I learned in the jail. I also learned what not to do.
That's a wild story.
But when I got out of there, I celebrated my 19th birthday in there. I was mad young while all my guys are in college or doing something else, right? I got out, work, and that's all I did. I went back to work. I tried school again. It just wasn't for me, but I just never broke. And I went and did everything that I wanted to do. Retail, when malls were dope, I was managing $5 million stores by the time I was 21 years old. By the time I was 21, I already had my 2 kids, 21-year-old and my 20-year-old to this day. After that, I ended up going back into sales. After that, I went 100% on me on DJing. Then I made it to the radio. And then I went and still opened my company, which we're still doing to this day from DJing. And I have been doing that for 20 years. And then I had the opportunity when COVID hit, I can go all in on real estate too. I was already investing. And now I'm partnered with some of my awesome guys with Iron Valley Real Estate. And I get to still DJ and do what I want. okay, that's a real nutshell story. And I got 5 kids now.
Yes, sir.
And I look good. So I'm like, let's
You got
go.
5 kids?
Questionable.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I got half my hair still.
Last part.
And what
Try
I
to
mean,
throw that last part
but what I
in.
mean by that, and you know that what I mean by that, I used to be 235 pounds. That's what I mean by that, because I can confidently say that shit now. I never used to be able to say that. So now knowing that, all right, I was really the only person getting in my way. 19 years in a row at that school, you weren't getting in your way. You knew it didn't make sense at that time. Something here. It wasn't this. It wasn't your heart. It was just something. And then it took something huge to make that pivot. Mine was COVID. Yours was COVID.
Believe it or not, mine was COVID too.
Do you see what I'm saying? When did you move over here to Iron Valley?
21, right out, yeah.
Right around COVID. So it's either you sunk or swim during that time frame. And we did lose a lot of great people. It was a horrible time for the entire world. Half glass full, half empty.
Yeah, and again, this is the plate that's set in front of you.
Correct.
Man, I'm not eating that. That's not how, the beans are touching the mac and cheese. Like I don't. But like no, like I gotta eat.
Facts.
So this is what's set in front of me. So make it work. Do I need some salt and pepper? Do I need like whatever's set in front of me? How can I make sure that is
To your
I
liking.
make the most of that?
Yeah.
And I tell guys all the time, like being a part of anything that includes other people, a team. You didn't sign up to play at ODU because I told you, hey, you get to play all the minutes you want, shoot all the shots you want, and
Facts.
like, hey, and when you don't feel like playing, guess what? Just tell me, and then you don't have to play. Like, that's not the way this works.
Yeah.
You didn't come here to say, well, coach, I'll sign this scholarship only if boom, 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 boom. Like, no. You came to be a part of the team.
Yep.
And whatever this team needs you to do, you're going to do that. That's how you're successful. It's just like anything else. If conditions have to be perfect for you to be good, then that's probably not what you need to be doing.
Right.
But if you can take whatever the situation is and make it work, that's where your passion is. That's why I love what I do. Every day is different. Every day is different. There is no stagnation. There is no boredom. There is no, there's always a new challenge.
Damn
There's
right.
always something else to go after. And like, I love it. I love that.
I'm glad you just said that. You were saying this a little bit earlier too. You can go to all the conferences that you want to. You can go see all the dope ass speakers that you want to. You're gonna leave there motivated, like let's take over the damn world, right? And then what happens like a week later? You lose all that motivation
You do
because
nothing.
you didn't put whatever the hell you learned into play, and you didn't stay consistent. That's
You get guys that come in there all the time. They first get to college, they're looking around like, oh man, look at these facilities. It's a big old Gatorade refrigerator. I can just take one whenever I want to.
Right.
Like, oh man, this is great. And for a month, they're in the gym, 7 a.m., getting up shots and coming back at 10 p.m. and going through but then, you get to the second month and it's like, oh,
I
this
get
girl's
that
here now. Oh man, the new video game came out.
Yep.
And it's like, oh man, I ain't seen you in the morning at 7 a.m. in a couple weeks. Like, what's going on?
Oh,
nah, coach. And it's like, those that can stay consistent, those that can get in a routine, especially at this level, those are the ones that make it. Those are the ones that win.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that passion for this becomes what supplies their life.
Yep.
And for those that are really good, that don't, those are the ones we wonder, like, man, I wonder why.
Yep.
And then they're sometimes sitting back like, man, what happened? But there was no consistency with what you did. So, and that's always going to be a separator.
So you've been super consistent now with a full year under your belt, getting people in the room that are going to be on a team. Like you said, nobody comes there guaranteed minutes. A lot of people like brand affiliation, right? Okay, so they get offers from all over the place. Old Dominion University stands out to a lot of them, and they decide to be affiliated with the brand, but you are the brand. That's my second favorite line. You, AKA you. So they didn't just choose to play at ODU. They chose to play with Mike Jones and what he represents.
Who?
Mike Jones. So with that being said, you're heading into this season. What can we be excited about and see from Old Dominion University basketball program in general?
We're different than we were a year ago. We had 7 freshmen last year.
Damn,
This year we got
that's right.
2.
Okay.
We had so many guys. Our 2 leading scorers, one of them was a sophomore that didn't play much at his previous school. Our starting center was a junior last year, had not played much his first 2 years at his previous school. Like, there was just so much inexperienced.
Yeah.
We were so young. Like, we were so, like, wet behind the ears. Everything's new. We are the exact opposite this year.
Good.
You know, we had 3 seniors last year, 7 freshmen. This year we've got 2 freshmen and what do we have? 5 seniors.
Okay.
6 seniors. 6 seniors. Like, we are literally just a totally different beast, a totally different combination of so many things. We didn't shoot the ball well last year. Well, we returned ODU's leading three-pointer.
Right.
Yep, in
What's
history.
what's his name?
Rob Davis.
Rob Davison.
Jr.
Beast. Yes.
Like, literally broke a record.
He did last year?
Yes.
I did not know that. Okay.
Jordan Battle, coming from Coastal, shot over 40% from 3, shot 52% from 3 in conference play. Like, that's one. Like, that's
crazy.
not going to happen.
Not,
again.
right.
Jared Turner is a shooter. He did not play last year, but his first 2 years he was a plus 40% shooter. Scotty Hubbard wound up playing a lot of minutes for us down the stretch last year because of injury. Shot almost 40% from 3. L.J. Thomas comes in. He was the leading scorer at Austin Peay. Jordan Battle was the leading scorer at Coastal Carolina. Casey Shaw was the leading scorer at Maryland Eastern Shore. We're taking 3 leading scorers from their programs. When you start talking about playing together, like, that's literally everything we're doing now. It's getting all of that talent to play on the same accord. But to bring in, to replace the young guys we had with those guys is, first of all, unbelievable that we were able to.
Right.
And then couple that with, we're tied for returning scholarship players in the Sun Belt.
Nice.
Like, everyone else other than one school has less scholarship returning. And then we return 3 starters. No one else
That's
has
huge.
3 starters returning. So you take the returners we have with the new talent we're coming in, the fact that we're older, the fact that we're more skilled, like, just the formula is there. Now it's all right. What you gonna do?
Right, right.
So that is, you know, the Costa Rica trip, you know, the preseason that we'll have, and then the non-conference schedule. You've seen it, like, you know, with a lot of games on the road.
Yep. Ton of games on the road.
More than I think our fans like, but understanding the way it works now with rev share and the fact that we're able to pay our players those road games to give us a check, like, that helped us get the roster we have.
That is true.
So, you know, when it comes down to it, the only way we're going to the tournament is we win the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
So our preseason, our non-conference, has to prepare us to have a chance to win the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
So doing these games on the road, going against these tough opponents, it's not going to do anything but help us prepare to have the best chance we can to win the Sun Belt. We want to go to the tournament.
Yeah.
Our
Yes,
guys
sir.
talk about it every single day. Every single day. If you ask any one of those guys and you ask them what the number one goal is to play in NCAAs. So we are on one accord with that. That is our goal. Individual stuff and pro aspirations and all of that is all secondary. We want to play an NCAA tournament. And again, I think we have a chance. And it's my job to do whatever I can to get us there.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. And you got a really good squad with you now, not just the players, your coaches.
Oh,
you're again, I feel like this is your first real season because you've been there now. You were thrown into something. You've learned. You figured this out. You've gotten the people put in place. You've figured exactly what needs to go down. And I'm stoked to see this. You're kicking it off, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it an exhibition game against HU on October 25th?
Yes, whatever that Sunday is, homecoming weekend.
Oh, it's a Sunday. Got you.
It's
Even better.
Sunday
Okay, cool.
homecoming weekend. I think the football game
Yep.
is the 25th.
25th
so I
and
think
it's
maybe we're at
26th.
26th.
That's
So,
what it was. Okay, cool.
Hoping that, you know, people that come into town for the homecoming game stick around. You know, we want a good crowd. Like, it's an exhibition game, but we have to play well because that'll be the
Correct.
first chance everybody gets to see us.
Right.
And it's Hampton.
And it's Battle of the Bay, bro. Like,
we
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
play well. So we're looking forward to that. And then literally a week later, we're at Miami of Ohio.
yeah.
The coolest thing for me, you know, who knows what this season's going to look like.
Right.
But they do the MAC Sun Belt Challenge, and it's usually an indication of what teams think of you with who your opponent is.
Okay.
And Miami of Ohio is either the best team in the MAC or the second best team in the MAC. Like, I don't think anybody can dispute that on that end.
Okay.
The fact that we're playing them means that somebody thinks we got a chance to be pretty good. So that is like, you don't put the worst team in the league against the best team in the other league. That's not fair, and this is supposed to be a league versus league competition. So you want the best Sun Belt team to play the best MAC team, and the worst Sun Belt team to play the worst MAC team. And nobody knows because rosters change, but at least on paper, people think Miami's going to be pretty daggone good. And the fact that we get the chance to play them gives us the extra added motivation of like, you know what, the expectations, we're supposed to be pretty good too.
You know, that's really good that you said that, because last year in the football program, ODU got to play South Carolina. South Carolina's a top 25 team, and they got to play at South Carolina, and they almost won. I mean, it was literally, I remember, it was that last drive. It was going down, and stuff happened, but they had that shot. Like, everyone thought it was going to be a blowout. No, they lost less than a touchdown, bro. And it was an away game. It was their second game of the season, I believe. I remember that because I'm like, damn, that was close. That could have been, that motivation changes the trajectory of a season that early, right? So you're in a very comparable scenario. If that's your second game, your expedition against HU, then you go play Miami, Ohio. It's a very comparable scenario that you're playing that, and you're there, and you're playing at their place too.
And that's what they haven't lost in, like, I think that maybe they went 15-1, 16-1 last year, and the one they lost was the first game.
Right.
Like, and then they won there, so they're on some crazy home winning streak. I actually played there my sophomore year here at ODU. We played at Miami, Ohio in the NIT tournament.
Oh, nice.
Very tough place to play.
Really?
Yeah, their fans are very passionate.
It's a good environment then for them. Yeah.
For them, yeah.
Yeah, for them.
Yeah, so it'll be like, again, but you know what? It's all about preparation to be able to go do what we got to do when March comes around.
So would you consider this your next peak? This is like one of the biggest goals of your life, outside of having children, getting married, staying healthy. Would you consider the full circle moment now being the coach ODU?
Being a faith-filled.
There you go. Okay.
And then everything that comes along after that.
Gotcha.
Professionally, it's just like, I am so motivated to get this program where it belongs.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, my 4 years, my freshman year NCAA tournament, my sophomore year, we win the regular season, go to the NIT. My junior year, we win the regular season, go to the NIT. My senior year, we win the regular season, go to the NCAA tournament. Like, we went to postseason play all 4 years.
Right.
Every coach since Paul Webb has led Old Dominion to an NCAA tournament.
Yep.
Paul Webb did, Tom Young did, Coach Purnell did, Coach Cable did, Coach Taylor did, Coach Jones did.
Yep.
Like, this place wins. Like, you can't, the facts are the facts.
It is.
We got to do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it, and we got to do it sooner rather than later, because once we get one, then I want two. And then once we get two, you know what? Can we get three?
Yep.
Can we get three in a row?
Right.
Can we get, like, it's, and that's, I mean, honestly, that was my career at DeMatha.
Yeah.
Once we got that first one,
Boom.
it was like, you know what? We'll celebrate today, but tomorrow, I'm thinking about how can we do this again.
Yeah.
Winning is very addictive.
Yes.
It is.
So addictive. And those that have never won, they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what that feeling is. And you can be pursuing it, but if you've never felt it, you don't even know what it is you're pursuing.
Damn, that's true.
I've won before. I know what it feels like. I couldn't want something more than that. Like, it is, it's burning.
Damn right.
It's burning.
Coach, I'm going to ask you one last question. I want to say, if you can tell yourself something 10 years ago that would have motivated you to get into position faster, what would you have told yourself, knowing what you know now?
To be honest with you, Drew, nothing. Because, again, I believe that this is exactly the way it was supposed to happen. Like, I would not have wanted this any sooner. I would not have wanted this any different. I want it to be exactly the way it is because this is the way it's supposed to be. Like, I don't believe in that.
Okay.
This is, like, again, you know, I pray every morning. I pray every night. I probably pray a few dozen times during the day. Like, if I did not believe that this is my purpose, I wouldn't be here. If I did not believe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, I'd still be in Hyattsville, Maryland.
Right.
everything that's happened the way it's happened, you know, and who knows where I fit in the story. Like all of these young men that I get a chance to coach, you know, to each of them, the story's about them.
Right.
And I'm just a rung in the ladder for them. Well, I had to be that rung. I was supposed to be
Right.
that rung. If I did it any different, there's a whole lot of kids I don't coach. My story's different. Their story's different. Things happen differently. This is exactly where it's supposed to be.
And in the words of Drake, God's plan, I'll say that's
Absolutely.
really what it came down to.
Absolutely.
I want you to give a shout out to your family, man. Just shout them out because they're a huge catalyst on why you were able to make your choices.
Stacey Jones is the queen. I literally was getting ready to ask her to come over here with me today just because we try to do everything together, especially in the off season.
Nice.
Our wedding anniversary is Sunday.
Congrats, bro.
Nice.
Birthday.
Wait. Your wedding anniversary is Sunday?
Yep.
My anniversary with my girlfriend's on Sunday too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
She's a
working
keeper
on
then.
it.
She's a keeper then, big dog.
July 20th.
Yeah, she's
So
very
my
much a keeper.
parents' 55th wedding anniversary is today.
Wow.
My mom and dad.
Salute.
My wife's birthday is Monday.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to a little celebration this weekend before camp gets going on Monday. And that is, our story is very unique. It's a whole nother podcast. If you want to do a love podcast, we can do it. But we got a unique story. But we literally, this will be our 7th wedding anniversary. Both of our, I won't say second marriages, but I'll say both of our last marriages, as we have kind of navigated this with her journey, cancer survivor.
Okay.
We find out she has cancer literally a month after we get married.
Oh, my God.
And it literally just shifts all of the plans that we had. But through the grace of God, through a lot of support from a lot of friends, parents of kids that I coached that are her sisters now. Like, if it weren't for them, we don't make this. And if I had left at any of those other times, and let's say I was lucky enough to still meet my wife,
Yep.
and we're married, and we go through that, who knows that there would have been a support system wherever we would have
true.
been that would have done the same thing.
A real one.
We don't
Yeah.
make it here if it weren't for those ladies that helped my wife. So shout out to them. Shout out to my daughter Maya, senior at VCU.
Nice.
Shout out to my son Jacques, who graduated from UMBC a couple years ago and is flourishing in the business world.
Nice.
Flourishing. So proud of him.
Damn right.
So those are our 2 kids who, they both have birthdays in August, so they're getting ready to turn 22 and 23. Maya Jones is a true heart. Like, she wants to help people that need help.
That's good.
She's a helper, so she's majoring in just social justice issues and LGBTQ studies, and she wants to help the marginalized groups. My son is a techie. He's I couldn't be more proud of both of them. Truly. I have a very blessed family.
That's good. I mean, blessed, that's a key word, man. You're very blessed, and we're blessed to have you and your family down here back in I don't say your hometown, but in your basketball hometown when you were in your collegiate world, because it's just full circle. Reading the story about you coming over here, I follow ODU sports very closely, at least the football and the basketball program, due to my involvement and just the love of the area. Born and raised, I mean, this is me. The hometown is Hampton Roads, right? So when I see this happening, I pay attention. I was stoked. I want to say that I was the first person, at least outside of ODU, that shared the story that you were coming, because I was excited, not just because of your name, but just because it was a change that I know that we needed to happen. And it's just awesome to see and to have somebody of your stature, of your caliber, and really of your quality of person in the position that you deserve to be in. So super stoked to see you in your second year heading into the Old Dominion men's basketball coach, kicking off the season in Costa Rica, which is, well, not the season, but the preseason in Costa Rica.
It's all part of it. So
It's right. It's really never off season, right?
we got to win, man.
You gotta
we
win.
Gotta win.
You
we
gotta
gotta
win.
We got to get this place back to where, this community deserves it. To get the fan support we have,
Yeah.
even though we haven't been the best, is amazing. It's time to reward them.
We will.
And we got a chance to do that this year.
Well, it's already a win having you in town and being here, and you got a big few weeks ahead of you, not even just for basketball, just in the personal life. So, Mike, thank you again for being on the show today. Coach Mike Jones in the house.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. We didn't even get to the point where we call him
No,
Raymond
it's
Ramen. We'll talk
You'll
about
see
that
me at
another
the
time.
basketball camps.
We'll
all
see.
right.
We'll see him again. And then Edwin June Rodriguez. Appreciate being on the show.
Yep. Sunset Cruise, baby, tonight.
That's what's happening, bro. And then we got the concert. So that's what's up. DJ Julian Rivera signing out. Your Peak Life podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, at DJ Julian Rivera on Instagram. Once again, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you focusing with us for 1 hour, meeting somebody in the community that is really just enhancing everyone around him, creating an entire different vision for individuals that choose to work with him on the basketball program and really the community that he's affecting in more ways than one. So again, thanks Mike Jones for being on the show today. Excuse me, Coach Mike Jones. Follow us, Mike Jones. See you later.